Hello guys, it's Revolution. So over the course of the last few videos I've had lots of comments asking for me whether or not Moro is stronger than both the powerful Universe 11 warrior Jiren the Grey and even the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. And this hasn't just been since Moro savagely devoured 7-3 and became Moro 7-3. People were even asking this question when he was basically full power young Moro, especially after he smoked Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku and even 100% Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku and buff Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku. Interestingly, I did a poll on my community tab. Make sure you check out my community tab to get the latest polls on Dragon Ball Verse battles. But 75% of you voted that Moro 7-3 was stronger than both Jiren and Broly. Is that the case though? Obviously, Moro isn't just all about power. He has an abundance of hacks abilities as well. This video focuses on whether or not he will beat the powerful Jiren the Grey from Universe 11, and there will be another video in the coming days about whether he will beat the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. But just before we get started, if you love Dragon Ball, if you love talking about Dragon Ball and you're new to this channel, please do subscribe to the channel. You'll be massively helping me out and it will help my content get out there. Make sure you have all notifications clicked on to be notified when I release new content, and keep smashing that like button, keep lending the Daishenkin your energy. And guys, if you enjoy my content, please share my content with anybody you think may enjoy it, whether that be in forums or on social media platforms. It would be truly appreciated. So guys, obviously when talking about Moro 7-3, Moro is basically in the manga only. There hasn't been an anime adaptation of the Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc or the Moro arc, whatever you want to call it. Of course, the anime itself ended with the Tournament of Power, which featured Jiren, and the argument is there that the anime version of Jiren is stronger than the manga version of Jiren simply because the awakened state that Jiren has in the anime seems to be a Toei extension form, very similar to, say, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 and Super Saiyan Rage. I mean, in the anime, even Kefla has Super Saiyan 2, and in the manga she doesn't. Toei simply love taking liberties, but we will be comparing this version of Moro to the manga counterpart of Jiren. Not that I think the manga counterpart of Jiren is any narratively weaker than the anime version of Jiren, but they do scale a bit differently. And by extension, I'm sure the anime counterpart of Moro 7-3 would also scale a little bit differently. Who knows, maybe they'll give him an extension form as well. Now, unlike the whole Jiren Broly debacle, with Jiren and Moro we have a direct comparison in order to scale Jiren and Moro against, and of course that is Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku. Now, Goku first achieved Ultra Instinct Saiyan in the Tournament of Power against Jiren, and in the title page of Chapter 41 we stated that Jiren took this form of Goku seriously. This was the first time Goku had ever achieved Ultra Instinct Saiyan. It was simply a freak accident. Beyond the tournament, he was no longer able to access even this gateway Ultra Instinct form at will until the Moro arc after training with Mirus. In the Broly arc, he was not capable of performing this transformation. However, Jiren felt the need to use an aura, which was what incited Whis to say, Jiren is taking this seriously. Now, what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think taking something seriously constitutes at? Do you think it's using a certain percentage of your power? 10% maybe? 20%? 50%? Let me know down in the comments section what you think serious insinuates. In my opinion, it definitely means that Jiren's using a certain percentage of his power. However, Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku was pretty much finessing Jiren, a serious Jiren. You weren't going on the offense at all, basically, because obviously Ultra Instinct Saiyan doesn't really give you those offensive capabilities of regular Ultra Instinct, but Jiren was really struggling to land on him, and that's what forced Jiren to power up even further. Jiren's ki spiked, and the big question mark that still remains unanswered to this day is, how much of a power up was Jiren's power up from being serious Jiren to this new version of Jiren, which basically ended up with Goku transforming into complete Ultra Instinct. Now, Goku didn't particularly look worried about Jiren powering up at all. He just effortlessly transformed into Ultra Instinct. But upon transforming into complete Ultra Instinct Goku absolutely rickrolled a very serious Jiren, landing multiple huge blows, including Kamehameha-ing Jiren through the stage. Now, what this tells me is that even Ultra Instinct Goku didn't have the relevant power advantage to actually put Jiren down, which to me tells me that this version of very serious Jiren wasn't that much weaker than Ultra Instinct Goku in terms of raw power. Now, Jiren seemingly powers up again after this and continues to fight against Ultra Instinct Goku, yet he continues getting beat up for a while, but after a while he starts to keep up as per Jiren's words, and Beerus states that this is a battle between the toll of Ultra Instinct on a mortal body against Jiren's stamina. And of course it ends with Goku getting knocked back into regular base form, so it appears that Jiren outlasted Ultra Instinct Goku. However, there's a difference between stamina levels and a toll on a body, so don't get those two mixed up. However, Jiren after that was fighting against base Goku and base Vegeta. He'd lost an enormous amount of power, even Vegeta remarked upon this. So you could pretty much say if Ultra Instinct lasted a second longer, Goku had that fight won, because with Ultra Instinct he was just simply too skillful, too agile and too fast for Jiren at full power. Of course, the Tournament of Power concluded with Universe 7 winning. A little bit of time passed until the event of the Broly movie, and we know that Goku and Vegeta came out of those events even stronger than before. So already we know that Goku and Vegeta have progressed. Obviously they come across Moro, and then they undergo 2 months of training. Goku trains with Merus, and Vegeta trains for 2 months on planet Yardrat. Now, whilst 2 months passed in the real world, the place that Goku and Merus were training was similar to the Room of Spirit and Time. There's some time dilation going on, and they didn't train for 2 months, they actually trained for 6 months. And in this time, Goku learned to tap into Ultra Instinct Sign at will. Now we see him go up against a suppressed Moro, and he does relatively well with a stamina balancing act Ultra Instinct Sign, regular Ultra Instinct Sign to me, but Moro eventually figures him out, starts using his magic, and starts getting the better of Ultra Instinct Sign Goku, knocking him out of Ultra Instinct Sign. This makes Goku realise that he can't win the battle like this, and he powers up into 100%, what I call full pelt Ultra Instinct Sign, and Moro also powers up to the point where Piccolo states that his power is terrifying. Despite seeing Jiren in the Tournament of Power, despite sensing Broly on Earth in the Broly movie, Jiren called him terrifying. Moro states that this is power above the gods. Now I know some people are trying to say this just means stronger than the Kaijins. I'm sorry, I don't buy that. Sure, there's a small percentage of chance that it could mean that because it's not been clarified or reinforced yet. But as far as I'm concerned, he's talking about the gods of destruction. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But a God of Destruction comparison isn't really worth it for this video because we have Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku to base these two characters off. Anyway, full power Moro decimates a 100% Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku, literally stomping him. Like I've said before, Toyotaro actually depicts Moro stomping Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku. It's a massacre. Vegeta arrives and fights Moro himself, of course. He beats down Moro using full Spirit Fission, but he isn't actually more powerful in terms of raw power than Moro. Despite facing Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku and 3 variations of it, Moro still has enough power left to fight against Blue Evolution Vegeta and is still more powerful. So this points towards Moro's stamina being exceptional. Now, in terms of Goku's Ultra Instinct Sign against Moro, we already know that it's faster than the Ultra Instinct Sign that a serious Jiren couldn't land on in Chapter 41 of the Dragon Ball Super manga. In fact, in terms of raw speed, you could argue that it's even faster than the initial stages of complete Ultra Instinct against Jiren, in which a very serious Jiren couldn't land on. Now, like I said before, I'm on the fence as to whether the current Ultra Instinct Sign has the same raw power as complete Ultra Instinct from the Tournament of Power. I'm not saying it does, and I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm simply on the fence. I just think we need more information. But the beatdown of 100% Ultra Instinct Sign in Chapter 60, Moro wasn't really using his magic anymore. He was just using raw power and fighting stratagem, and he had enough raw speed to overcome Ultra Instinct Sign. So in terms of speed, he is simply at Jiren's level. And of course, Moro was still vastly more powerful than a Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, who Goku conceded that he would need to once again surpass. Like I said earlier in the video, the mystery still is how much power did Jiren increase from going from serious Jiren to very serious Jiren. But I think it's fair to say, even if you want to be extremely charitable to Jiren and extremely uncharitable to Moro, Moro is very close to Jiren in power even without becoming Moro 7-3. Now Jiren does deserve some kudos because despite being completely outmatched by Ultra Instinct Goku, he managed to stay in the fight due to determination alone. So not only is Jiren extremely powerful, he's extremely determined as well, and to even be able to keep up with Ultra Instinct and its movements and fight against it speaks volumes about Jiren's fighting prowess and fighting ability. But both Jiren and Moro were given situations where they were literally just confronted with Ultra Instinct Sign, impromptu, and you have to say that Moro handled Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku far more handily than what Jiren did. Though I don't think that's the full tale, because Jiren powered up, and you have to believe that Jiren powering up meant that he knew he could actually handle Ultra Instinct Saiyan with his powered up state. But obviously we know that Moro had a powered up state as well and was fighting against a far stronger and faster Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku. But I think this shows that you can at least put Moro on Jiren's level in terms of fighting prowess and ability, if not surpassing Jiren. And of course, when Moro devoured 7-3, he became even more powerful than he was before, and inherited the abilities that 7-3 had copied from the likes of Piccolo. Now, Namekians are quite hacked beings, having recovery, gigantification, you name it. Moro can now use all of these abilities. And now that he's copied Vegeta's abilities as well, he has 4 Spirit Fission. Not that that would be useful against Jiren, but he has the Big Bang Attack, Final Flash, potentially even all Instant Transmission, considering Vegeta only used it this arc. Moro is a pretty hacked character as of chapter 62, and don't forget, he has his magic. He can create barriers out of nothing, he can absorb people's energy, and he can even devour people. I don't see him devouring Jiren, that would be a lot of meat. But even if Moro can't get the early advantage over Jiren, it'll be a matter of time before he starts just stealing Jiren's energy and becoming stronger himself whilst Jiren becomes weaker. Add on top of that, Jiren, whilst fighting at full power, his stamina isn't great. He doesn't last that long fighting against characters of his own level. Whereas Moro literally gave his energy away to Sagambo, then fought against Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku for an extended period of time, and then even had enough power left to overpower Vegeta in Super Saiyan Blue Evolved. And there's even a moment where buff Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku lands an elbow to Moro's chin, and Moro just simply tanks it. And there's one point where Goku even asks, what is Moro made of? So this points towards excellent endurance for Moro. And of course, Moro 7-3 is stronger than a young, full-powered Moro. But even if you were to say that Moro and Jiren are on the same level, there's really no case for Jiren winning this fight. Even if you gave Jiren a slight power advantage, which could still be the case, even though I'm starting to find it highly unlikely, and I'm certainly in favour of Moro being stronger, but I'm going to be charitable to Jiren, because I seem to always get accused of bias when I'm talking about Jiren, even though I actually like Jiren as a character. I just simply find it hard to believe that Jiren would have enough of a chasm of a power advantage over Moro, if any at all, to actually override the rest of Moro's copied abilities, as well as his magic, as well as his greater endurance, and his fighting acumen. Jiren is simply a wall of power who is a martial arts genius, but fighting at full power, his stamina would be a worry to me. So if you hadn't guessed it already, Moro 7-3 wins this fight. Now, this is Moro 7-3 as of chapter 62, and obviously Jiren hasn't appeared since the tournament's power. Would Jiren be more powerful now? Let me know down in the comments section what you think. Of course, in a verse battle situation, you deal with that situation when it actually happens, when we actually see Jiren's new power. And of course, Moro 7-3 might get even stronger himself. What if he copies Miras's abilities? Damn. So guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section. Moro 7-3 vs Broly is coming within the next few days, so make sure you subscribe to the channel to be notified when that video comes out. I'm looking forward to reading all your comments, so get commenting down below. Please keep smashing that like button and keep lending me your energy. Thank you for all your continued support. Until next time, Ad Astra.